Hey tubers, I just watched a video and the subject of the video was the YouTuber said he would not buy any used car or a new car without a factory warranty. And that's due to the cost of repairs. And he quoted like $27,000 for a hybrid transmission in a Tacoma, and all the very high repair costs compared to regular cars or more simple cars. I have to agree with him that I would not buy anything new or used within the last the last 5 years for sure, without some kind of real extended warranty to cover everything. But actually, I think I would buy used. And the cars to buy are 1996 to, I'd say, about 2000. Let's just, in general, we'll stop it at 2010. Might be a little sooner than that, might be a little later for some models. But 96 to 2010, I believe those were the golden years of automotive building. And here's my reasons why. The first one is, in 1996, everybody had to go to OBD2 diagnostic ports. And the amount of information that wiring system and computer system put in your car, well, they were actually able to make big block V8s that put out power in comparison to what they were trying to do in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s with all that pollution control vacuum hosed shit. So that's the first reason I would say that it's really golden time. Now, the second reason is options. You look at something like my 2003 Tundra behind me. It's a SR5 model. It's not even the Limited, or what. I think the Limited was the best they offered at that time. But I've got power windows. I've got cruise control, intermittent wipers. Oh my God, I had the Mac Daddy stereo system. It had a CD player. It has a CD player and a cassette player in it. Beat that. And, knobs. The general simplicity of the car with still having enough options to be comfortable. Power seats or sunroofs or whatever, they were available. But all these push button screens on the dash that control everything, and the car's telling you, hey, you've been driving for an hour, you should stop and have a cup of coffee. What? No, none of that's going to fly with me. I just can't handle it. I drive my wife's 2018 RAV4 and I don't like it. Whatever it is, adaptive cruise control. Ugh, I hate it. I'll be driving along all fat, dumb, and happy. And the next thing you know, I'll look down and go, why am I doing 55 miles an hour on the highway? And somewhere up in front of me is some, I'm going to say old fuck, but I am one, driving at 55. Maybe they're just more stoned than me. I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, adaptive cruise control, I hate it. But the touch screens, all that stuff, it really is more electronics that, I don't know if they really do make you safer, because trying to use them, unless you've read the manual or practiced in your driveway, good luck. And what the hell is the sense? I mean, I understand the blind spot monitors. Okay, you put them on. I even like the idea of the backup cameras, fine. But why do the steering wheels have to vibrate a little bit when you're something, whatever it does that makes the steering wheel vibrate on who are they? How would I be related to those people? My son and his wife's Lexus. Yeah, the steering wheel vibrates at when you cross a line or some kind of warning or something. No. So many things they're slamming into the cars to charge you extra money that really are unnecessary. Really. And they're building these cars, not only is the plastic thinner, cheaper, but 10,000 mile oil change, you might as well just say don't change your oil at all. You know, wear your underwear for about a month. And then if it doesn't turn too stinky, turn it inside out and wear it for another month. Disgusting. I will tell you right now, I don't give a shit who you are, what your driving conditions are. Change your oil and filter every 3,000 miles. It will keep all your motor stuff nice and happy. And I can usually push a motor over 200,000 miles by doing that. That one's got 253 today on it. Yeah, and it's due for an oil change. But yeah, don't screw around. And of course, if you want to change your other fluids too, I don't know if I'd change them as much as factory recommends. Some you might do more, some you might be able to do less. But you can't just drive forever and think, I never have to grease, oil, lubricate. Yeah, don't like that. And again, tire pressure sensor, tire pressure monitor system, whatever it is, totally unnecessary, jamming me up for money. One more thing to break. I got a tire gauge I got for 99 cents at I think it was the Walmart. Works just fine. Check your tires, you know. I mean, if you are going to drive, you should have enough skill to do some basics on the car. Change a tire. See if you've got enough oil in the car. And motors that come without a dipstick, I wouldn't even buy it. So if anybody tries to sell you a vehicle that has no dipstick and they tell you, oh, it's got this electronic monitoring system, walk away. Seriously, just walk away. Yeah, don't get me started on all that new shit that just really does not need to be in the car if you're a competent driver. And another thing I really like, or don't like, whatever, I want a real spare tire. I don't want some friggin' donut or some low profile thing because they're trying to save an extra whatever in cargo space. I'd rather sacrifice the cargo space, give me a real full-size tire. Strap it on the damn roof if you have to. But, yeah. They tell you, oh, you can't have your tires, dry rot sits around, 5-10 years. You need to replace the tires just because of age. What about all these friggin' donuts that are just sitting in the back of cars that only time they get used is in an emergency, and they might not even have enough air in them to begin with? No, skip the donuts. Skip the fake wheels, put a nice steel rim with a full-size tire on it. Make everybody happy. Oh God, yeah. The new cars, yeah. 96, 2010, we'll call those the golden years of modern automobiles. Fairly reliable, good electronics and options without being overcomplicated. And it's just a waste of money, the stuff they try to jam in on you. And, oh, you need to have that, or you got to get the paint protection or whatever it is. I don't know how many cars I've seen, 15, 20-year-old cars that had paint protection, and their paint looks really rough. Really, really rough. But yeah, with the cost of repairing a new car, you might be better off only buying something new or very close to new with a full factory warranty. But if I were going to buy a vehicle myself, I would go look for something 2010 or older and just see what's available at a good price in a condition that you can live with and drive the snot out of it. Oh, and all these people that, oh, I bought this car and I try to keep it nice and all that, that's great. Most people can't do it. If you can afford to buy something, drive it and enjoy it. Don't turn it into a museum piece or a grocery getter. You got that four-wheel drive, take it out in the woods, get it scratched up, fill it full of stone. You know, use it as a vehicle if that's what you bought it for. Yeah, I wish the hell they'd make more simple cars at a better price. The new ones are just way overpriced and way complicated. Unnecessary. Hell, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, any of those people went back into the 70s and took their Power Wagon or F100 or the old C10 body, slapped in some kind of a solid basic motor, no turbo, no supercharger, just a good workhorse motor, whether it's a V8 or a big fat V6 or a straight six, and put in a manual. Screw the people that don't know how to drive it. I mean, really. The only reason that I am driving an automatic truck right now is because I have fallen off a building in 1989 and my ankles are broken and both so screwed up, I just can't clutch in hard traffic anymore. It's just too uncomfortable. And so I made the decision in 2003 and bought my first automatic transmission car. Everything I had before that was a 5-speed, 4-speed, 3-speed, 3 on the tree, you name it. It was standard with a clutch. Yeah, that's just what I always drove. And actually, when I was a young person buying cars, they would sell you the manual transmission cheaper than they would sell you the automatic. That was like a few $100, $500 option upgrade. So I could clutch, I drove it. Everybody in my family drove standards. My sisters, my father. The only person who did not drive standard was my mother. She refused to. So she had an automatic. And if you've ever driven a crap car, it's an automatic Pinto. It's Pinto station wagon to be exact. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up this video because I'm sitting here by the recycles and noticing there's a lot of bees out here. And I personally am allergic to bees. Now, it would be nice if I could figure out... Dusty, no, come on, stop it. You don't want to get those bees, you'll be bit in the tongue. Yeah. If I could figure out where they live, I'd catch them and maybe make a hive. I'll have to keep my eyes open for that. Anyways, back to cars, and the new ones are not worth the money they're asking and are definitely not going to last long enough to get you that second 100,000 miles. I can't believe I was lucky enough at the time, not knowing jack. I didn't start really learning anything about cars until around 2008 when the economy collapsed, and I had to start fixing it myself instead of paying someone else. And I just found out I got lucky buying a really reliable motor in a good truck. And so I'm lucky enough that I can keep driving it. And unlike all these other people who are upgrading and modifying and all that other stuff, I'm basically just running it. And when I buy a different part because the shock is broken or some tensioner pulley went out, it might be aftermarket, it might be Toyota, I don't know, but I'm not trying to, oh, I want to really have a better suspension, or I'm doing this to increase performance. No, I'm just fixing the truck and pushing it down the road. And let's just see how far we can push it with all the original crap. Driver's door is kind of getting a little shaky here. The hinges are fair at best. Let's call them fair. Yeah, the hinges are a little bit rough. The door might actually fall off someday. That was a past video. It's still rough. All right, well, I'm going to leave you here and have a good day. I would not buy new without a warranty. I wouldn't buy anything used within the last 15 years. I wouldn't even touch anything used, or 2010 to 2025, wouldn't even touch it. 2010 to 2006, those are the golden years for looking at cars. Best performance for the money. They had figured out all the pollution control and fuel injection and all that other stuff was sorted out, and you could get cars that really did run. Yeah, good motors that ran. I'll tell you what, that's a good shot of the Tundra right there. $253,000 miles.